Okay, I want to use this as a backdrop to shoot a little video. I'm at the San Antonio Museum of Art here, and these are some fragments of various cartouches and Egyptian artifacts. I like to use them as a backdrop. I get a lot of questions all the time, and I see it on the internet. Everybody's always saying, even like Bart Ehrlman, who's supposedly one of the greatest Bible scholars of all time, and I don't even know why anybody would listen to him because he's an atheist. But anyway, they ask why are not the pyramids mentioned in the Bible? Well, they actually are. If you go to Isaiah chapter 19, verse 19, it says, "And in that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and it shall be a sign for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry to their land because of the oppressor, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them." Well, that sounds weird. How can something be in the midst and yet at the border? Well, if you remember, ancient Egypt generally was, sometimes the kingdom was united through the kings, but there was two separate kings, and sometimes they were united. If you remember, their crowns looked like this. One was like a conical shape, and one had a thing. And then if they were united, it was a united crown. And the border between the lower and upper kingdoms was traditionally above the first cataract at Giza. So both kingdoms could lay claim to the pyramid, and that was the dividing line between the upper and lower kingdom. Here's some more cartouches. So the verse talks about the altar being at the midst yet at the border. Well, how could something be at the midst and at the border? Well, here's a rough, crude map of Egypt. And something at the midst and at the border is the Great Pyramid. It splits the upper and lower kingdoms, and it also splits the land. So it's in the midst yet at the border. And there's the verse again, Isaiah 19:19. And so remember, the pyramid had a covering of Turla limestone. And the Muslims, as they want to do, tore most of it off during almost all of it off during the Middle Ages to construct the mosques that you see all over Cairo. The bright white limestone used to line the pyramid. Now, how do they know this? Well, sand had covered the first two layers of casing stones on a whole side, two corners, and part of another side. And even when the Muslims were tearing it all up, they missed that. So that's where Petrie and all the Egyptologists got all their information on the pyramid size and stuff by measuring the casing stones. So the pyramid actually means fire, so it was actually like a giant sundial because of its northern orientation. The top of the capstone was rejected, they say, by the builders, much like Jesus was rejected, Yeshua. And so that's the mention of the remaining wonder of the ancient world, of the Great Pyramid. The better things you can look into there, said Petrie was one of the great Egyptologists of all time. And then there's in modern days, E. Raymond Capp wrote a book, A Study in Pyramidology, and he's got some videos on YouTube. E. Raymond Capp. Anyway, that's all for now, and check it out later. I got more on timbosplace.com. I'll let it run just a little bit here and get some more of the stuff here at the San Antonio Museum of Art. And we're out.